then. What's going on with Kanye West? He's just brought out a song called Heil Hitler. What is going on with Ye?
You know what? I had a dream. You know that weird liminal period where you're half asleep, half awake? I was half asleep, half awake. And for some reason, sounds crazy, that song was the topic of my thoughts. And what I was thinking when I was half asleep and half awake is, are there any words on the planet that have more stored potential energy, more chi than Heil Hitler? Because they were screamed endlessly in the 1930s and 1940s by emotional people who had prepared to give their lives away for this man. They were screamed with a dedication of suicide. It was the last thing that soldiers said before they got executed. All of the energy, all of the emotional potential that was forced into these words. And then the lid to the jar was closed because you weren't allowed to say it. Isn't this interesting? All of the people around the planet who were screaming those words with the most possible emotion attached that a human can do. And then all of that energy was put inside of a jar. And after the end of the war, you can't say those words. And it was stored. Or people are saying online, he made this song and it's so anti-Semitic, but why is it so catchy? Why is it so catchy? Why is it so catchy? Because he's opened the jar where 80, 90, 100 years ago, millions of people around the world were screaming energy into this exact saying, and it was all canned until Kanye released it. Where that leads, where that goes, and that's an interesting conversation. The true history of World War II and how it's being used to psyop white people into committing suicide is also a very interesting conversation. What he's doing, perhaps he's a genius, perhaps it's an accident. You should ask him. But I'm just highlighting the fact that those are probably the two most energetic words on the planet that have had the most power forced into them in history. A lot of power gets forced into symbols of hope during a war, and then instantly canned and preserved, and now released.
Wow. Andrew, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.